Everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Otis and Gabe Show. I am Otis. Gabe is not here, but I'm here, and I'm here to talk about my top 10 mock draft that I have for you today. This is my post combine mock draft. I came out with this before free agency hit yesterday. So if some of the picks are questionable to you, you'll probably know why because I did it before free agency. So let's get started. So obviously, we all know Joe Burrow going to the Bengals. That's not going to change. Chase Young going to the Redskins. That's not going to change either. And Jeff Okuda going to the Lions. That's not going to change either. Those are my top three. Just some numbers on Okuda. They measured him in at 6'1", 205, so he's a big physical corner. He ran a 4.48, which really isn't that bad. 11 reps on the bench, 41-inch vert, 11 and a quarter broad jump. The guy's very physical. He's gonna man up one on one. And he'll do a good job in Detroit where they need him. But going on to my other picks, number 4, I have the Giants. Now I have the Giants taking Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is a hybrid player. He has similar. He I compare him sort of to when Derwin James was coming out of Florida State. The same. He has the same like hybrid qualities. Derwin James. They obviously are playing him at safety, but Derwin James can play a little corner. He could pretty much play linebacker, and can pretty much play all over the field. Isaiah Simmons can do that. He can play linebacker. He can play corner. He can play safety. He's a big physical dude, and they just some measurables from the combine. I think he had a ridiculous combine. Was a 40 time of 4.39, which is really good. 39-inch vert, 11-foot broad jump. They marked him in at 6'4", 238. So yet again, a big dude, but can move. He's fast. He's physical. He virtually can play anywhere, and I think the Giants could use him well in their defense. The Dolphins. Dolphins at number 5. I have them taking Tua. Here's why. I don't I don't think they're going to pass up on taking a quarterback, and I think Tua is perfect at number 5 because the way the draft board falls, in my opinion, the the top 4 teams, out of the top 4, 2 of them or one of them needs a quarterback in the Bengals, who they're most 100%, I think, are going to draft Joe Burrow. So that leaves the Redskins and the Lions and the Giants. Giants don't need a quarterback. Lions really don't. And the Redskins shouldn't take a quarterback. They shouldn't pass up on Chase Young, who is a generational player that is a freak. So, like I said, Tua, we'll know more about him when he has his pro day and his private workout that he says he's going to do. But I do think Miami's going to pick him at 5, and I don't think Miami has to trade up. Even though they have a lot of draft capital, they don't have to trade up and grab Tua. And I don't think they should be afraid of Tua going ahead of them unless a team, from picks below them trades up and goes and tries to get him. So that's my top 5. Number 6, I have the Chargers taking Justin Herbert. I thought Justin Herbert, watching the combine, I rewatched it the other night. He had a really good combine. He was throwing the ball very well. All the routes were, all his throws were pretty. pretty good. He's got he's got great arm talent. He's got a cannon. He can throw it really well, and I believe he'll go to the Chargers because obviously the Chargers have moved on from Philip Rivers, and they need a quarterback. And I think he's this, in my opinion, the third best quarterback in this draft, behind Tua and Joe Burrow. So I think it's a home run pick if you take Justin Herbert, and I think he'll have some huge success for the Chargers. The Panthers at number 7. This gets interesting because the Panthers could go a number of directions, but I have them taking Derek Brown, the big, strong defensive tackle out of Auburn. And listen, Derek Brown is a beast. Let's just put it to you that way. The guy ran a 5'1" 40. He benched 28 reps. He's 6'5", 326 pounds. He just has rare talent and strength for a guy his size and speed. And so Carolina needs that. They don't have a really good nose guard or a guy who can play inside. So I think they should take Derek Brown. He's a very good pick. Number 8 with the Cardinals. The Cardinals are interesting. They obviously have struggled over the past couple of years, and I think they're starting to build. And now, obviously, they have Kyler Murray now as their quarterback, so you got to protect him. And I think they're going to take what I arguably the best left tackle in the draft, in Mekhi Becton out of Louisville. This guy's a freak. You don't see very many people who are 6'7", 364 pounds running a 5'1" 40. I mean, that's just rare. It's this guy. This guy's a rare. He's got rare talent and speed and athleticism for a guy his size. I mean, he benched 23 reps. He has a 7-foot wingspan. A 7-foot wingspan. That is obscene. But he is a beast. He will he once he gets into you, he will run you over. I mean I saw that at when he was at in college, when he in the run game, when he gets inside of your pads, he's gonna take you down. And so I think they need to protect Kyler Murray, and this is the guy that's gonna do it. Number 9. So before I go with number 9, I'm gonna say that this number 8 with Mekhi Becton is going to start, for me personally, a trend in the draft where 8, 9, and 10 I have are all tackle, because these three teams have struggled with their offensive lines for the past 2 seasons, and I think this is the year they get it right. And so the Jaguars, I think, are going to take Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. Tristan Wirfs is the most pro-ready player, I think, out of tackle. He's the most pro-ready tackle. The Iowa does a great job of producing really good offensive linemen and pro-ready players in general. And at 6'5", 320, running a 4.48 is really good. The guy has good speed, good footwork. He benched 24 reps. He had a 36.5-inch vertical, which is crazy, and he had a 10-foot broad jump, which is really good. And his technique is good. He's got great technique. He's physical, and I think the Jaguars need him. They need him to protect whoever they have at quarterback, either Gardner Minshew or Nick Foles. So I think this has to be the pick. So moving on to number 10, to the Browns. I think the Browns are going to go tackle still. Now, I know they just signed Jack Conklin, who I will talk about in the next episode, we will talk about free agency. Well, I will talk about free agency. I'm trying to get Gabe, see if I can get Gabe to call in on that. But anyway, I think they're still going to go offensive line because it is a need. You have to protect Baker Mayfield. Their offensive line has not been good, and it's just fallen off. So they got to have a solid offensive line around their quarterback, and I think Jedrick Wells, the tackle, gives them a lot of flexibility. He's 6'4", 312 pounds. He ran a 5'5", almost a 5 flat 40. His broad jump was 9.5, not bad. He had a 34.5-inch vertical, not bad. I watched the combine. I was very interested in how his footwork was, knowing he was protecting for a left-handed quarterback at Alabama, and now coming into the pros, he could play the right side, he could play the left side. It doesn't matter depending on where they need him. But I think the Browns are still going to take him, and I think in the run game. He's a bulldozer when it comes to double teams. He's a guy he ran people over in college on down blocks, and I think he's the right pick. He's the right pick because he's a good player, and picks eight, nine, these picks from 8, 9, and 10, these three tackles are some of the best tackles that we've seen come out of college in the last couple of years, in my opinion. And so that's why I think he's going to go to the Browns, and that's why I think the Browns need him. So that wraps up my top 10. That's all I'm going to do today. I'm going to come out with 11 to 20, and I will come out with 21 to 32. Those will all be separate episodes. But for now, that's my top 10. Make sure you stay tuned because I will have another episode come out about free agency. It was a huge day in free agency, day one, and so you don't want to miss it.